welcome to Meditation Mondays. I'm Jen Snow. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, Reiki Master, soul regression hypnotherapist, and coach. So today, welcome to the show, guys. Happy Monday. I hope you're having an amazing Monday. And first off, I want to say hello, Alex. Hello, Purple Princess. Thank you for being here. So we are trying out a new time. This bumped it back a little bit later, just to kind of see how this time fits, because I got a couple messages from a couple people that were saying, hey, I can never make your meditation. And as much as they're enjoying the replay, they kind of want to come live. So I thought, hey, let's try this out. So you guys, I want your opinion. I want to know, do you like the later start, or do you guys prefer the earlier start? Because I know for some of you in the Eastern Standard Time, we're getting into that 10 o'clock space and 9 o'clock for the Central Standard Time. So you guys let me know, and we can customize, we can play, we can adjust. And I just thought maybe it was try and make that change so that more people can join us live and be here and a part of the adventure within. So that is the spiel for tonight. Those of you who haven't signed up for a meditation online group class on Tuesdays, we are doing soul regression, and we are going to be diving into some pretty big positive connections. And that's kind of where we're going tonight a little bit, because I thought we would play a little bit, do some past life, go and look for a past life where it was positive. But I also want to talk, and the show with Becky really got me thinking. And I think sometimes I totally assume a little too much, and I don't actually explain everything. So I'm going to be working on that, guys. So you have questions, or if I'm going off on a rant, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, Jen, please smash that comment button and let me know so I can back it up, because I realize, and I'm realizing this in a lot of different aspects of my life, that I just assume that everybody knows everything I know, and happiness is so. But that's not always the case, and sometimes I get ahead of myself. So if I need to back up and explain things, please do not hesitate, because I want to know. I want to know, because I got about 1,000 ways to talk about different things. So tonight we're going to talk about, before we dive into the meditation portion, we're going to talk about that conscious connection. And we're going to do awesome, Alex. Well, let me know if you prefer earlier. Like I said, I just want to really make sure that you guys, we can really pick that time and that works for everybody as best we can. I mean, I can't make everybody happy, but I will do my best to do that. So I appreciate that feedback. I super appreciate that. So what I was saying about conscious connection. Now, when I was in school, we call this the imagination test. And what that was a way to help us discover, also help everyone that we were working with discover how they're going to perceive and what senses are going to come forward. So when we go into these journeys and we deep dive into hypnosis, we are not trying to see something when we are actually going, or our strength is in feeling or knowing or tasting or smelling and our inner senses. So I call it the conscious connection, because when you make that conscious connection to how you work in trance, how your inner senses work, it actually opens, for me, it was like the relief of all reliefs, because I finally did not have to worry about the fact that when I first started this, I wasn't a seer. I didn't see, but I knew everything and I felt everything. And it was as clear as day, as if I could see a picture in front of my face, or I was watching a movie. Because when I did, as we did go deeper into hypnosis and we did it more and more during class, that inner sight kind of opened up, and it was blocked for me because I blocked it. Because when I was younger, I would have spirits showing up in the middle of the night, hanging around my bed, scare the living life out of me. Like, I would scream bloody murder, because as much as the old man energy that is in on my parents' farm would wait, he would come in and he would tap my shoulder and he'd wake me up and be like, give me a heads up, because I would be so terrified when there would be like 40 souls surrounding the end of my bed, and I'd have no idea what they wanted, and I wasn't in a place where I could stop, take a breath, and be like, okay, how can I help you? Clearly they wanted help crossing over, or had some message that they would like me to pass on. But because that scared me so terribly bad when I was younger, and portals in the house and things like that, I would always, it was unnerving. I would sleep with the lights on. I totally was that guy who would turn on the lights in the middle of the night and be like, I can't go to sleep unless lights are on. Even though I hate sleeping with lights on, but I would turn it on because it would quiet the spiritual noise that I was experiencing that nobody had an explanation for. And so I shut my ability to see through my third eye down because it was just too overwhelming. And I didn't realize at the time that what was going on or how it was going to work, or that I would have, it was never something harmful in that way, but it was just to help. But because I was so connected to the vibration and my veil was so thin, but nobody else in my immediate family really understood what I was talking about or what I was going through. And so for me, it was a way to just be done with it because I didn't understand it. I was terrified of it. And so I really blocked that. So it actually took me several hypnosis sessions in class doing the practicum work for me to open that side of me up. And the one thing that stuck with me in class is that imagination test, or as I call it, the conscious connection test, was so important because, like I said, once I understand how I was going to work and how I was going to perceive the events that I was stepping into and acknowledge them and be able to decipher and interpret them, it just made every session from that point forward a lot easier and more in flow, because instead of trying to see and getting frustrated or disappointed or thinking something was wrong with me, I understood that things would come to me in my knowing and my sense of, I might feel. When the inner sight, that third eye opened up again, it was quite funny actually, because I was like, oh, this is no different. And I know I've talked about this before, but I thought today we would go through this little exercise, because this exercise can help. For those of you who meditate on a regular basis, you're probably very familiar with this, and it's like, oh yeah, I already knew that. For those of you who are just learning or just kind of in that space where maybe you're not sure, this can kind of help you understand your process and your system, because once that's there, really and truly, the world is your oyster, and you can travel, you can deep dive into a lot of things. When you know how you work or how you're going to, how you're going to interpret that information, it just makes it more stress-free, and less takes the fear out of the unknown or the what if. And I have this all the time in my sessions, first, especially with people coming in for the first time, that nervousness around, will it work? Will I be able to do this? And absolutely, you will be able to do this. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So you will go as deep as you want to go. You'll go as deep as you choose to go. If you have resistance or blocks around that, we can overcome them if you want to overcome them. If you don't want to overcome them and you really don't want to be hypnotized, or you don't want to go into a meditative trance, you won't, because you'll keep pulling yourself up. And the other thing is, hypnosis is not just dropping down and staying down. Hypnosis is like a heartbeat. You go up, you go down, and you kind of come up and you go a little bit deeper, and you kind of float up, and then you keep going deeper. And you kind of just go in this nice little rhythm of up and down, and that up gets softer, it gets shorter, that down gets longer, and it gets deeper, until you go into that space where you are able to access all of the filing cabinets in the subconscious mind, all the other past timelines, present timelines, future timelines, or past lives, alternate lives, different dimensions, universes, and realms and realities. That is just, once you're in that flow and you're okay with that flow, wherever you want to go, all you have to do is give yourself permission to go. And that's the other thing, is giving yourself permission. For those of you who work with me on a regular basis, or have worked with me in the past, you know that in this process, I always ask for permission to guide you and take you on the journey, but I also ask you to give yourself permission to be guided and to go on the journey. That when you give yourself that verbal, tangible confirmation that you give yourself permission to go on the journey and to guide yourself, because if you're doing this at home and you're doing it on your own, or even if you're listening to a live recording, a recorded recording, you give yourself that permission. You have now given yourself a tangible connection, conscious connection to going where you're being guided, or yourself. And we're still having internet problems. And this is And you get into that space where you can start to guide yourself, or you can go through these guided journeys a little more easily, a little more effortlessly, and a little more enjoyable. Because when you stop fighting it, or stop fighting yourself, really, because you're fighting yourself because that unknown, how's it going to work? Will it work for me? All of that ramps up that nervous energy. And there's always a little bit of nervous energy when you're about to go on these journeys for a lot of people, especially when you're new at this and you haven't done it for a long time, or you're coming back to it, or it's your first time. There's always going to be that little bit of the butterflies in the stomach. And so to help combat that, giving yourself permission, understanding how you're going to perceive and interpret the journey itself, and which sense, inner sense, or all of your inner senses is going to come forward. Which one do you resonate with the strongest, and which ones do you resonate with the strongest, and how does that work for you, and what does that look like? So thought that we could overcome that tonight for any of you that joining us that haven't done this in the past on Meditation Mondays. And then we're going to deep dive into, like I said, a past life that was positive, because I really love going after the positive side of things. I think it is such a key component to our complete conscious healing. And when we connect on the positive side, it also, how do I say this? It can be a bit inspiring. Like, hey, we have been confident before. We have been inspired before. We have been creative. We have been abundant. We have, whatever you're looking for. There is a moment in your time, whether it be in the present life or a past life or an alternate timeline, wherever your belief systems lie, where you have had those tools and those pieces and those parts of you in active place, where you are consciously connected to them and you're consciously creating with them. And so sometimes taking a journey back to a place when you felt that way allows you to resonate in that vibration, to feel that emotions that are surrounding it, to feel what it feels like to have those active parts of you be a part of your conscious connection as you create in your physical reality. Because once we can tap back into that vibration, that frequency and energy, and the emotional component to it, we can then begin to recreate that in our current reality, because we have a tangible sensation or understanding of the presence of the pieces and parts of us that were once upon a time active, that maybe got a little dormant in our present life for 1,000,001 reasons. We have different experiences, we have different situations, different components, different conversations. We perceive the world differently because we come in for a different purpose and mission, but that doesn't mean we can't activate the positive side of us that helps us create the reality that steps us into the highest vibration that we can be, and perhaps gives us the opportunity to start reducing and releasing some of that, the suffering, the pain and suffering of life, or the things that we're getting stuck on and the things that are stuck on us where we're trapped. So not only unlocking and releasing the parts of us that aren't congruent, but also learning to go to the places to find the parts of us that are congruent with where we want to be, can really be what inspires us to help us over that last little bit of the hump, or get us moving towards that next speed bump, so that we can overcome it a little bit more fluidly, a little bit more confidently, and a little more with ease, knowing that, hey, I can do this. I can recreate and amplify that same sensation and that same part of me that was once a part of my physical reality, maybe in a different lifetime, maybe in an alternate reality somewhere along our timeline. But I can bring that energy, that cellular memory, that muscle memory into this lifetime, and I can reactivate that. And I can do that on a daily basis. And that's where again, it's all because we had electronic issues. And so my cell phone, my internet, nothing was working till later in the day. So I didn't get to do Recap Friday, and it's really sad about that, because I like my Friday mornings. I like the morning show. So bringing that back full circle to those positive affirmation statements. So when we are creating those statements, if we can go back and recognize, feel, sense, and connect with the part of ourselves that is in alignment with that statement, even if it was in a past life or an alternate timeline or different reality, we can then emotionally connect to that cell memory, and we can begin to reactivate that cell memory, that muscle memory, and with that vibration, frequency, and energy in our present life at this time and forward. So that is why I think it's one of the most important, a very important tool to be able to access that and reconnect with our life force energy that once was. That is exactly what we want to bring forward into the now. Or maybe it's a future life, and we're going to bring that information back into the present now so we can utilize that in this timeline. That's a possibility too. Really and truly, the only possibilities that aren't, our only limit is the limitations that we put on ourselves and the things that we decide that aren't in our scope of opportunity. And wherever that is and wherever that lies with you is perfect. And maybe that line shifts a little bit as you continue your journey. Maybe it doesn't. However that works is absolutely perfect. And know that everybody's journey is unique. And everybody's journey will have their own little flair to it, because your flair is unique to you and you alone. And it is the most important, one of the most important components that you bring into this reality. And it is beautiful. Remember that. However you choose to unlock yourself, however you choose to express those unlocked abilities and gifts and amazing parts of you is perfect. And remember that. And it's not just about, saving the world. It's also, utilizing these positive pieces of us to help create our reality is a part of saving the world. It is a part of being a part of this transition into higher vibration or into a higher reality where, things are different. We create that by creating that within ourselves. So remember that. The other thing I run into all the time, and she had a client say this the other day, was, as this client is unlocking all these intuitive gifts, one of her hesitations and reservations around this was, and I say was because it isn't anymore, that she would have to put it out there to the world. And that's not the case. Her gifts, her talents, her gifts, abilities are here to help her create the highest vibration and energy that she can live in and create within. And that will create the ripple effect. She has to do nothing else but let that ripple effect help the rest of us in the collective consciousness move into a space of higher frequency, higher vibration, higher consciousness. So just if that is something that you feel like you're like, oh my God, if I open all these doors, what am I going to do with it? Do I have to do anything with it outside of, working with it on my own personal level? Just know that you don't have to. It's totally up to you. That's the fun part. That's where the free will comes in. You can activate every gift in your arsenal, in your toolbox. And if it's about, activating those so that your life becomes more enriched, your cup is more full, and you live a happier, more peaceful, more loving, more compassionate, more kind space to yourself and the world around you and all of the beings on Mother Earth and beyond, that is amazing. That is all that we need to do in life. Is we are living our best life. That ripple effect, that energy, that vibration, that tone, that frequency, that harmonic connection moves across the universe and elevates the universe as a whole, elevates the universal consciousness as a whole. So that is the little lecture for today. So presence, it's like I said, coming back full circle, getting your statements in alignment with the positive parts of you, with the positive emotions, the activation of the tangible connection, and really exploring your conscious connection to your intuitive and higher inner self can really help amplify your ability to manifest, reshape, and redefine your physical reality, your journey, both internally and externally. So today we're going to talk about that little conscious connection. We're going to do this little exercise to help make a conscious connection to your inner senses as you go into trance, as you move into hypnosis, as you move into meditation, as you move into that space where you have access to all lives, all timelines, all realities, all universes. So here we go. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and get comfortable. And I'm going to thank you for today. And I'm going to ask you to give myself permission to guide you and give yourself permission to be guided and to go into the journey. And so when you're ready and willing, go ahead and find that beautiful spot that you're going to sit down, you're going to lay down, that you're going to rest within. And I'm just going to put a little music on here today. So as you guys are getting comfortable, I'm going to get the music going. I get the screen sharing here. And this is one of my, I know I say this, I have a lot of favorites. It's kind of funny, actually. Yes. And here we go. That's the one I was looking for. So here we go. And you guys, if you ever want to hit the music that I play on our adventures, that I have them in a playlist on my YouTube channel, Journey with Jen Snow, so you can check them out there. Hey, that worked out absolutely perfect. It's like I actually tried to do this all at once. So here we go. So you guys, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and just find that spot to sit down, to lay down, and just allow yourself to get comfortable. Taking a moment to adjust your neck, the back of your head, your arms, your elbows, the bend in your arms and legs, your toes, your fingers, your back, your upper back, the bend in your knees. Just take a moment to get physically comfortable, whether you're sitting or laying down, just taking time to find that spot where you can rest, where you can allow yourself to be in a place of stillness and peace. And a gentle flow of letting go and releasing and letting go of any and all forms of stress or tightness that you may sense or feel yourself holding on to, carrying from the day, the week, the month, the year, or even a lifetime or two. And as you breathe in, just holding that intention, giving yourself permission to be guided on the journey within, to perhaps connect with that past life that was positive. To connect with that past life that was positive and loving, that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. And as you set that intention, I'm going to walk you through this exercise before we begin the journey deep, deep, deep down and deeper within. So as you rest there in the space that you have chosen, take a moment to let your conscious mind wander to the space in front of you, noticing the sounds and energy in front of you. And bringing your focus back to the breath you breathe, back to your physical body. And inhale to exhale, calming and comforting. Soothing and easy. And when you're ready, let your conscious focus move to the space and energy behind you, and just notice how you notice this. Any and all sounds behind you, becoming a part of your process and taking you deeper in and deeper down into that calm and comfort, into that peace and bliss, that space, that wonderful, pleasant place of rest and stillness, and coming back to the breath you breathe. Each and every inhale, calm and easy, steady and soft. That's right. Every breath in, drawing in that feeling, that sense of softness. And every exhale, releasing and letting go of any and all sense of stress or tension from the day, the week, the month, the year, the lifetime, or lifetimes. Just releasing and letting it go, letting it dissolve and expire to the corners of the universe and beyond. And now let's go ahead and move your conscious focus and attention to the space and sounds on your right side, as they too become a part of your process, taking you deeper in and deep, deep, deeper down. Deeper into that space of rest, that flow of calm, as you come all the way back to the breath you breathe. Coming back to the softness within, the calm and the ease. As you let go and you release bit by bit, more and more in the mind and in the body. That's right. Every breath like a wave of softness, flowing, rippling down into every muscle, every nerve, every fiber, every part of you. More and more. And now, if you will, let's go ahead and move that conscious connection to the space and sounds to the left side of you. That's right. Moving your focus through your left side to the space and sounds on the left. And notice how you notice this. Noticing how all the sounds to your left are becoming calming and comforting and a part of your process, if you will, helping you drift deeper in and deeper down into that space of rest, that place of peace, that flow of ease and letting go as you release. And when you're ready now, coming back to the breath you breathe, every breath soft and easy, every breath comforting and calming, every breath resting and releasing. That's right. And now with a softness and an ease as you breathe, let's go ahead and move your focus and your attention all the way down to the space beneath you. Perhaps noticing the space supporting you, how sturdy and strong it is, how safe and secure you are. As you notice the sounds and the energy beneath you, as they too become a part of your process, taking you deeper into the calmness, deeper down into that space of rest, that flow of peace, that pleasant and wonderful flow of letting go as you gently and softly and easily and automatically begin to release, releasing and letting go of any and all sense of stress or tension that you may find in your body, in your mind. And when you're ready, coming back to center, back to the breath you breathe, back to that inhale, that exhale, that soft, gentle ease, that deep space of rest, so pleasant and wonderful. With every exhale, letting go bit by bit and more as you drift a little bit faster, a little more deeply calm than you were the moment before. Mm. With the softness in your breath, the calmness flowing through you like waves rippling down. Allowing your conscious focus to drift up to the space and ceiling above you. And just notice any and all sounds, both inside and outside of the space that you're in. Perhaps the sounds of your family members and household moving about, or traffic passing you by, horns honking, backup beepers beeping, footsteps, conversations, cell phones ringing, the sound of a TV in the background, the wind in the leaves, the birds chirping. Just take a note of all the sounds around you, above and below you, to the right of you, to the left of you, in front of you, and behind you. And when you're ready and you feel at ease, inviting all the sounds, whether new or old, mentioned and mentioned, now or later, soft or loud, inside or outside, expected or unexpected, to become a part of your process. That's right, part of your process, taking you deeper down into the calmness, deeper down into that space of rest, that flow of release and letting go. And noting and knowing that each and every sound from this point forward until the end of the journey will no longer disturb or distract you from that wonderful flow of connection, that wonderful space of calm, that place of rest, that ease of release. As your whole self begins to flow and drift, feather on this gentle summer breeze into that space, that vibration, that energy, that sense and that feeling of inner peace. And when you're ready, coming back to the breath, you breathe. Every breath more soft, every breath more gentle, every breath steady and easy, every breath comforting and calming. And when you're ready now, and when you're willing, go ahead and focus on those tiny little muscles in and around your eyes, pleasantly soft and calm. And in your mind's eye, your imagination, imagine those tiny muscles in and around your eyes going completely soft, fully supple and at ease, calm, soft like a feather, loose and supple, and pleasantly soft and heavy until your eyelids and those tiny little muscles around your eyes feel completely calm, completely soft and closed. And just imagine as the softer those tiny muscles become around your eyes, the deeper the flow of peace, the deeper you'll drift into that beautiful space of peace, into that pleasant place of home base, that sanctuary, that self source and soul inner space. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to imagine that you're sitting in the driver's seat of your vehicle. 1, 2, 3, and be there now. And as you find yourself sitting in the driver's seat of your vehicle, take a moment to notice how you notice the scenery in front of your vehicle. Do you sense it? Do you see it? Do you know it? Do you smell it? Do you taste it? Which one of your inner senses is coming? Passenger seat. How do you notice sense the space within and around the passenger seat? What do you notice as you turn your head and notice the space to your right side? And perhaps noticing the space now on your left side, looking out the driver's window and noticing the scenery to your left. Perfect. You're doing great. And now we have one more part of this imagination, this conscious connection exercise. And when you're ready in a moment, I'm going to count to 3. And at 3, I want you to imagine, sense, feel, or know that you're standing on the most beautiful tropical beach that you've ever seen. 1, 2, 3, and be there now. And as you find yourself on this beautiful tropical beach, take a moment to notice how you sense, how you understand, how you perceive the scenery around you, the ocean in front of you, the sky above you, the ground beneath you, the space to the left and right of you. Notice how the details of this tropical beach come forward, how you sense them, how you understand them, how you perceive them, how you interpret them and decipher them. Which one or ones of your senses have come forward to guide you on the journey, to share, to connect you to the tropical beach and the scenery above you, below you, in front of you, to the left of you, to the right of you, and behind you. And take a deep breath now and know, however you sense, felt, imagined, saw, smelled, tasted, or just knew through your sixth sense the scenery of the tropical beach. This is the senses or the sense that will come forward to guide you on the journey within. And know that any and all of your intuitive senses can come forward at any and all times. But the one that came forward today is that is consciously connected to you in this way, and will continue to help guide you and help you travel beyond all time, all space, all thought. So take a moment to be consciously aware of how you interpreted the tropical beach. Did you see the scenery before you? Did you feel it? Did you sense it? Did you smell it? Did you taste it? Did you just know it through your sixth sense, or all of the above? However you chose to perceive the scenery of the tropical beach is absolutely perfectly and wonderful for you and you alone. And when you're ready now, with this understanding of how you perceive the journey forward, and which sense will come to you easily and naturally, strongly and profoundly, and will continue to help guide you along. When you're ready and willing now, I'm going to count from 10 down to 1. And when I get all the way down to 1, I want you to imagine that you're in your center core, that home base, that beautiful and pleasant and special space, that sacred place of the mind, body, soul connection. So imagine your breath like a path guiding you within. And with each breath you take, moving twice as deep into the presence of home base, into that sanctuary, that beautiful, special place. 10. Moving along easily and calmly, gently and softly. And noticing how you notice the path within. Do you see it? Do you feel it? Do you smell it? Do you taste it? Are you aware of it? Do you just know it? 9. And when you're ready and willing, allowing all your inner senses to open up as widely as you choose them to be. And knowing that you are completely ready. 8. Deeper down, deeper down. With each and every step, you'll drift a little bit faster now, a little more deeply calm than you were the moment before. 7. Deeper down, deeper in, once more. 6. And the deeper you want to go, the deeper you can go, and the deeper you choose to go now, the deeper you will go. And the deeper that you want to go, the deeper you will drift in and down, 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 down to the calmness within. 5. Moving along pleasantly, easily, and calmly. 4. Deeper within once more. No time, no space, no thought, just moving into that home base, that very wonderful and special place. 3. Deeper still, deeper down. Feel yourself setting free any last traces of stress or tension. Feel it drifting far, far away as you release and let go. Drifting a little bit faster now, more deeply rested, deeply calm than you were the moment before. a space of calm and release. And down to one, and be there now. Be in the center of home base as you step into the presence of this sanctuary, this inner space. Feel how good it feels to be in this stillness. How good it feels to be in this space of peace and rest. A space of letting go and release. Calmly and gently flowing. No time, no space, no thought. Just be. And as you rest there clearly and calmly, in a moment I'm going to ask you to imagine many things. But it doesn't matter if you can't imagine, sense, or feel all the things that I'm asking you to. Because when you're ready and when you're willing, you'll be more deeply relaxed and deeply rested, deeply calm and at ease, and more in alignment with that vibration, that presence, that essence of peace. So in your mind's eye, in your imagination, in your sense, in your feel, and your knowing, begin to sense, feel, imagine, or know that there is a beautiful grounded cord of energy that runs from the tip of your tailbone, the center and heart of your root chakra, all the way into the heart of Mother Earth's core, crystal light of creation. And as you begin to sense and feel this grounding cord of connection, feel its strength and sturdiness, feel its softness and flexibility, feel its lightness. But know that this cord is sturdy and strong, it is light and flexible and can travel with you wherever you choose to travel. But just for a moment, following this grounding cord all the way down to the soles of your feet, the space beneath you, all the way down to the layers of earth, until you feel, sense, or see, or hear yourself connecting into the core crystal of Mother Earth, plugging your grounding cord of light and energy into her vibration of creation and universal source and love. And feel her vibration flow through you, nurturing, loving, calming, supporting, guiding, connecting, aligning, and loving. Feel the flow of Mother Earth's vibration of creation as you are connected in all directions and all elements with all her divine children, fully supported and secure, at ease, and in her loving, nurturing space, drifting into a deeper connection to the presence, the vibration, the frequency, and the energy of peace. Feel her life force energy flowing into every muscle, every nerve, every fiber, every organ, every part of you, nurturing, nourishing, replenishing, restoring, repairing, comforting, and calming, loving, and kind. Just take a moment to rest in Mother Earth's life force and universal energy of creation. Notice how you notice this. Notice how you notice the texture, the color, the temperature, the width, the size of your grounding cord of light and energy. Mhm. And as you breathe with ease in the life force energy of Mother Earth and your home base in that pleasant place of peace, you may soon find this pleasant drowsiness flowing through and drifting all around and through you. As you drift into that drowsiness of peace and calmness, that space of ease and connection from the top of your ground to the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands, and beyond. And in a moment, when I count to three, you find yourself standing in front of a beautiful elevator comprised of universal light and energy. 1, 2, 3, and be there now. And as you find yourself, as you sense, feel, and imagine, know that you are standing in front of this beautiful elevator comprised of universal light and energy. Perhaps taking a moment to notice all the different rays of light, the reds, the oranges, the yellows, the greens, the blues, the indigos, the golds, the whites, the purples, the pinks. How they blend and flow, creating this beautiful mosaic of universal light and energy. And as you find yourself standing in front of this elevator, you'll notice the elevator is well lit, solid and secure, yet light and soft, warm and cozy. So when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and step in front of this elevator. Step into the elevator and notice how you notice the scenery. There's a comfortable chair placed in the perfect place for you to sit and rest. When you're ready, go ahead and as all the lights of the universe dance above and below you and around you. And when you're ready, asking your higher self and your soul vibration if you have permission to travel to a past life that is positive, that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. And if you feel and sense that you have gained the yes answer, you'll notice a green button appear on the panel of this elevator. And if you sense and feel that this is where your journey will pause, just enjoy the universal rays of light dancing and shimmering all around you, replenishing and nourishing your energetic field and spheres in a pure, unconditional, loving way. And if you feel, see, and sense that green button, go and press it. And know that this elevator is going to guide you to that past life that was positive, that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. And as you feel your elevator guiding you, I'm going to count from 20 down to 1. And when I get down to 1, that elevator will come to a pause and a stop, soft and gently. And you'll be at the threshold of that past life that was positive, that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. 20. Feel yourself drifting beyond all space and time. 19. Feel the light of the energy of that universal ray of light dancing, shimmering, and shining softly and gently. 18, 17, 16. No time, no space, no thought, nowhere, just drifting. 16, 15, 14. Deeper and deeper into that space of bliss as you travel beyond all space, all time. 14, 13, 12, 11. Moving softly and gently, easily and comfortably at your own pace. 11, 10, 9, 8. Drifting deeper and deeper into the calm. To become more weightless, more free. I feel that grounding cord of light strong, sturdy. 9, 8, 7, 6. Deeper down, deeper still. Moving along the journey. 6, 5, 4, 3. No time, no space, no thought, no where, no self, just traveling, drifting comfortably and peacefully. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And feel that elevator beginning to slow, slower and slower, softer and softer. Until now it's coming to a complete stop. And as your elevator has come to a complete stop, on the other side of this door will be like a movie screen where you will be able to understand, see, and notice and gain all the positive things from that past life that was positive, that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. And as you open the elevator doors, you'll notice that your higher self, your cosmic inner and higher self, and your guides are on the other side of that door waiting for you to guide you, to show you, and to be a part of the journey moving forward, as always. Showing you the past life that was positive, that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. So when you're ready, go ahead and hit the open button. Notice the elevator doors opening. Go ahead and step through. And notice how you notice this. How you've entered this beautiful universal space, and your guides and your cosmic inner and higher self in clear communication, standing on either side. And notice the movie screen in front of you. And notice how you notice this past life. And in your right hand, you'll notice you have like what it would seem to be like a remote control where you can fast forward, you can rewind, you can pause. But go ahead and watch that past life that was positive, that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. Gaining any and all insight, divine insight that is most needed for you in this life at this present time from that past life that was positive. And knowing that you have clear communication with your cosmic inner and higher self and your guides and guardians who have stepped forward part of this journey to help you gain the insight that is most needed for you in this life at this present time by reviewing this past life that was positive. And I'm going to go quiet for a moment as you go through this process of healing, of connecting, of understanding, of gaining wisdom and universal knowledge and knowingness. Perhaps gaining insight to any and all lessons learned in that positive life that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. Perhaps beginning to notice how the wisdom, the insight from that life is easily and clearly accessed. And knowing that you can retain and recall any of the positive things from that life that is most needed for you in this life at this time. And as you move through that past life that was positive, regaining any and all divine insight, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and positive emotion, knowing that you'll be able to recall this insight and wisdom and the guidance from your cosmic inner and higher self and your guides. And taking one last moment to review that life that was positive, perhaps giving yourself permission to recall and retain any of and all of the positive lessons, abilities, and connections that are most needed for you in this life at this present time. And if it aligns with your soul mission, soul purpose, being able to bring back that wisdom, that insight, that knowledge, and that divine universal understanding, and that conscious connection with your cosmic inner and higher self and guides and guardians that have walked with you in this journey and will continue to do so from this day forward and beyond. And those who have walked with you since the beginning. And now you feel that time to place that remote control back where you found it. And notice behind you that elevator door comprised of universal light has opened up once more. In your connection, in your conscious connection, and all the positive insight that you can recall and retain that aligns with your soul mission and purpose, bringing all that insight back with you to this life at this present time. Bringing the conscious connection to your cosmic inner and higher self and guides, if you so choose, as you step back into that elevator and once again close the doors behind you. And as you hit that green button, you feel this elevator slowly guide you all the way back down into your physical body, all the way back down into home base, 20, 19, 18, 17. And know that you'll be able to recall and retain all the positive wisdom, knowledge, knowing, and insight, gifts, and abilities from that past life that was positive. And the conscious connection to your inner senses, your cosmic inner and higher self, and guides and guardians. 17, 16, 15, 14. Moving deeper and deeper all the way back into your physical body. 13, 12, 11, 10. And feel the positive insight, knowledge, and knowingness coming back with you, if you so choose. Being able to easily recall and retain all the positive insight, wisdom, knowledge, and knowing from that past life that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. 10, 9, 8, all the way back, softer. Feeling the ease of your breath, you breathe. 7, 6, 5. Coming all the way back into that pleasant place of home base, 5, 4, 3. All the way in, all the way down, 3, 2, 1. And you'll notice the elevator slowing softly and gently until it comes to a complete stop. And feel that conscious connection to your cosmic inner and higher self, your guides and guardians, and all of that divine wisdom, knowledge, and knowing that is most needed for you in this life at this present time as you open the doors to that elevator once more. And as you step through those doors, you step back into your physical body, more connected, more aligned, and more harmonized than ever before. You step back into home base, into that pleasant and beautiful, wonderful space. You take a moment to breathe. Breathe in the knowledge, the insight, the wisdom, the knowing of that positive life. All that you choose to recall and retain that is most needed for you in this life at this present time. Breathe in your conscious connection and awareness to your cosmic inner and higher self, to your inner senses and your guides, becoming more and more clear and open each and every day, in every way. From this point forward and beyond. And take a moment to notice how you notice home base, how you notice the wisdom, the understanding, the divine knowledge that you have gained and regained, you remembered and recalled, and how it's going to continue to support and encourage you positively from this point forward and beyond, as you continue to co-create your physical reality from your internal landscape. Again, beginning to become aware of the bend in your arms, your knees, the tips of your fingers, and your toes. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. At 5, you'll be fully immersed, fully aware, fully present, and all the way back into the here and now, feeling wonderfully connected and aligned. 1, bringing all that insight gained and that you choose to bring forward from that past life that is positively going to encourage and support you. And the conscious awareness of your conscious connection to your cosmic inner and higher self, your guides, and your inner senses and intuitive abilities and capacities. 2, feel the chair space beneath you. Feel the sounds around you. Feel the flow of the breath you breathe coming back to this physical reality, to your physical body. 3, feeling wonderfully grounded and centered, nourished, replenished, and restored. And living, breathing, and creating and flow with a higher vibration and energy and frequency. And 4, your eyes are crystal clear, your energy is clear and grounded, you're connected and aware, you're aligned and harmonized, and you're ready to come back to the here and now. And 5, fully emerge, fully aware, fully alert. Go ahead and take a deep breath, and when you're ready and it feels right, go ahead and open your eyes. Feeling wonderfully connected and aligned, and being able to retain and regain all of that positive insight from the journey and your conscious connection and awareness of your cosmic inner and higher self, your guides and guardians, and your intuitive inner senses. Well done, everybody, and welcome back. Pause the music. All right. So thank you for your time, your space, and your energy and coming on this journey with me. I have had so much fun guiding it. If you guys have somewhere you would like me to guide you in future Monday meditations, please leave me a comment. And if you like the content that we are putting out, please go ahead and smash that like button and that share button so that and hit the notification so you know when we're live. Now, this week we will be live Friday morning. And the following week, we will have the Rooted Goddess back on, and Maureen Robinson is going to be coming back onto the show. And we have some more guests coming up in the future towards the end of March. So look, and Becky will be back for Hypnotherapy Talk with Becky. And we will be adding more shows as we go. So there are some things in the works. And I just wanted to thank you very much and tell you how much I appreciate your time and space. And I hope that you have a wonderful week. And remember, you got this. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some time to connect with the present understanding and insight of your intuitive inner senses, so that as you take these journeys, whether with me or somebody else, whether recorded or live, you understand where you are at and how you're going to perceive the journey and how that journey is going to unfold for you. And like I said, the more you practice that, the more you become consciously aware of that, the easier these journeys become. So I hope you have a great night. Once again, thank you for your time. And I look forward to seeing you this week. And you got this. All right, guys. Cheers.